bass, sax, rhyme, out of line, bass, sax, rhyme, out of line, bass, sax, rhyme, out of line, bass, sax, rhyme. Here we go. Bass in your face, here's a glass gold chase. BPMs run fast, faster bell shoelace. Tripping while the skipping beats, roll fish through this race. Didn't get subbed, this stillness my grace. Provocative shit like a underwear race. Bright lights, dodging bombs, leave you all in the daze. Whiskey act whiskey from the bottom with a shot. You don't move in this group, motherfucker, you a bubble. And the cables and the sax, microphone with the mouth. A line that I just stole like from the console.
With drum and bass and dubstep, the scene was big in 2000, 99, 2000 when Bhavishya used to do these parties back in the day. And it was totally dead. So we wanted to bring that genre of music back, and we started Monday nights together. We used to promote drum and bass on Mondays because no one used to come there, so they gave us the night to practice and, you know, use the CD players and stuff.
Musically, there was some things that we really liked, which wasn't happening too regularly in Bombay. So we thought that we'd just, get together and start playing.
So Will and me started playing on Monday night. There was nobody there in the beginning, obviously, because it was the Monday night. And then, our friends started coming in, and then every Monday night after that was like, for us, was the most happening night of the week.
This is a beautiful space. I think I've never heard the bass sound so fat before.
The reason why we're doing Rhys and why we're actually doing well with Rhys is because most of our music, like I mentioned earlier, is very bass heavy and a lot of grime to it and things like that. So it kind of offsets his melodies very nicely.
This is only my second time with them, and the first time I ever did a set with them, it was a very open set. It was just with Chris and with Sohail.
So it gives it that really nice balance between, very grimy industrial underground and groovy, funky nice music. So
a lot of clubs are, that well equipped to handle the sound that we kind of play. So in fact, when Klute was playing with Sohail in Delhi, one of the bass bins actually caught fire there. So you can imagine how hard the bass goes, and a lot of speakers can't handle this kind of music. But we always pull it through. We try to rent as much sound, try to make it as nice as possible, not only for us playing, but as well as the audience watching the gig.
I have been listening to rap for the longest time. I started writing poems when I was, 8, 9 years old, and I'm 27 now.
Most of his lyrics are city-based, Bombay-based. And since, we actually think whatever we do is very urban, Bombay-based sampling and things like that. So even the vocals are, there's a great effort going into it to talk about what really Bombay is going through.
Rap is, my favorite form of music because of the lyrical skill that it involves. And that's basically why I chose rap, or rap chose me.
I hope you guys have your junction shoes on. The party now begins.
Started at Vinay's house. I kind of liked his approach to guitar playing. We met in 2009 Feb, and from there on we started composing, and we had kind of, by the year end, we had already composed some 10 songs, and by then we were like, okay, we should form a band now. And right now we are in a position where we are kind of getting that feeling that, yeah, maybe we have landed ourselves in the kind of sound that we now want to take forward. But we're not limiting ourselves. I mean, like, I even go up on stage and I sing Bengali, and these guys kind of just jump in, I mean, like, each one of them, they come from different backgrounds.
At the end of the day, a good song, what people listen to is first and foremost the vocal melody and the lyrics. And so everything we all do is to support that primarily. That's our function. And when you close your eyes, what are you listening to? If that is good, great. If you're doing something to mess that up, then you're doing something wrong. So even as a guitar player, even a lead guitar player, it's not about...
You can't get bigger than the song, Yeah. You have to play to the context, So I think that way we've been pretty lucky. Nobody is out there to, outdo one another,
Brought up here in Mumbai, which is a potpourri of cultures and music. So that's what pushes me to write and compose. There's English tracks, there's Hindi tracks, there's Marathi. So what I'm trying to do is trying to reach out to the international audience as well as the Indian audience that language is no barrier. It's just the music. It's just the pure music. That's it. There's no frills, nothing. Even if you check my band out, we've just got 2 acoustic guitars and 1 cajon box. I mean, as good as playing on a stool. And so just sending you the songs and the lyrics. I've been doing ads since donkey's years now. And movies. I've been lucky enough to travel a lot of Maharashtra actually because of my work. So I've seen a lot of really good Marathi folk, and I want to kind of bring that flavor to the people.
I like it. Hi guys. I'm Loy, and I'm playing for change.
When you come into our show, we don't want anybody to feel like they're coming for a lecture, okay? At the same time, we don't want them to feel like they're being ripped off and being given some popcorn stuff. So it's really a fine line. We got to walk in there. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure you enjoy by the time you leave the show.
We started off as a pure drum and bass act. There was only live drums and electric bass. So 6 months down the line, we met up with Bob, Chandu. We jammed together. We had a indefinite sound, so we jammed even more for another 6 months or so. And then we got somewhere, so that's how it all started last November.
We're already putting down tracks in the studio.
The indie scene is still like a small baby, you know, and to be a part of that, you know, there's a lot of, there are many different genres clashing here, there and all. And to be out, I mean, one of those many and still like stand out and pop, it really is something.
We are usually appealing to, I'd say, the youth, to the young adult, Okay, they constitute the majority of the people who come to our shows. But I'm more than exhilarated when I see the old gray-haired man coming to tell me that, man, I love your music. Let's go, give it to me now.
Well, the best thing is that we're getting shows to play. We're not sitting idle. We don't play one show in 6 months. It's the other way around.
Sometimes we got like 2-3 gigs in a weekend. And after that, you're like fagged out. You're like, okay, fine. Now, at least I got another fortnight or 3 weeks to recuperate. And by Tuesday, our manager's calling. He's like, are you free on this day? And you know exactly what that means. But the thing is that, given an alternative, would you like it to be otherwise? Would you like not to have those shows? You have to be busy if you want to be a successful band.
Creating like a real Indian rap hip-hop scene is, for me, is the most rewarding experience. Yeah.
What's good about being a musician is everything. Your whole life is brilliant. You're creating every day. You're meeting fantastic people who think exactly like you. Or, you know, even if they don't think like you, you're just meeting great people, and it puts you in so many different places, and you get to travel. And I mean, I can go on.
The worst thing I would say would be some rules and regulations that have come in places like Bangalore and Pune, where dancing has become a problem. You need to understand the difference between a dance bar and a club that promotes good music.
Trying to promote yourself is the toughest because there are no real takers, because it's not every other form of music right now is Bollywood music.
As artists who are trying to make a living through music, it becomes really difficult, simply because the venues that hire you, or the places that you play, the kind of remuneration that you get as an artist is really a very measly amount compared to the kind of collection that the bar would get or the house would get. Things are only going to get better, and I do hope that we will have a lot more venues, not only in a city like Mumbai but across all cities, big cities in India, for bands to play and for the music to be heard.
The worst scene is probably what we mentioned earlier, not getting the right equipment to play on and the sound systems. But the best scene, and I don't think anybody will disagree to that, is that I think society in India and Bombay and generally India and whole is going through a revolution musically. And the greatest thing is being part of it.